We didn't just bring the plants, we brought the people who grow them. Join us for a quick look at the incredible vendors who made our Saturday Festival kickoff so special.
Hello, Waters team. I'm Chris Shipley, one of the owners of Civano Growers. We're a vendor of yours down in Tucson, Arizona, and we can come up weekly with small deliveries. Mostly we land on Thursdays for you guys. Whenever you're looking for drought tolerant plants, we can be of service. We don't have every plant for you since we're down the desert floor, but we do have a decent amount that are relevant. Again, I'm Chris Shipley. We are one of the leading breeders of new plants for the deserts, high desert and low desert. And the plant in front of you is Little Giant. Little Giant is, you may have heard of giant yucca, and giant yucca will live up here just fine, but it has a problem. It gets way too big. And when you buy just straight giant yucca and the customer says, how big is it gonna get? You can't tell them because it could get 10 by 10 or it could get 4 by 4 or 8 by 8 or anything in between. And 10 by 10 and 8 by 8 are too big for our yards today. But it does serve as a great accent plant, and we bred it and we shrunk it to 4.5 by 4.5, and this is called Little Giant. Little Giant is a giant yucca that we shrunk, hence the name Little Giant. Regular Yucca vinifera, giant yucca, only blooms for about 6 weeks, and it's white. And the blooms honestly are at 16 or about 12 or 14 feet, and they fall over. And when it sets seed, it stops blooming. So this one does not set seed. It gets 4.5 by 4.5, 4.5 tall, 4.5 wide, blooms up to 6 feet, 6.5 feet, but it blooms for 5 months in Prescott. 5 months is a lot longer than 6 weeks. Does not set seed. It puts all its energy into blooming. Little Giant is a zone 6 plant, maybe a zone 5. Can take -15. It can take 125 degrees. Super low maintenance, super low water. It's a great plant for Prescott. And if you want blooms and no maintenance, this is your plant. We have 2 other plants to go with this. We are the patent holder and the breeder of stoplights, which you get from us and Monrovia. And that's a dwarf red yucca that does not set seed, so it blooms for about 5 to 6 months here in Prescott. Stoplights. Fire engine red, 2 by 2, bulletproof little plant. We have one more to go with it. You have it. It's a yellow yucca called Little Miss Sunshine. It's the first dwarf yellow yucca developed by us at Civano Growers. And it grows fast to 3 by 3. It is not, we haven't got the seeds off it yet. It blooms for about 10 weeks. Then it might get another pop in the fall. But Little Miss Sunshine goes with Little Giant and Stoplights. We have those 3 yucca types for you that'll do great in Prescott. Moving on to Texas sage, we have Laredo, and we will have these in branded pots later on in spring that look good. But Laredo, as you can see, has a lot more leaves than any sage in March. It's very evergreen. It's fast growing, tolerant of your more rain than we get it. In Tucson, we get about 10, 11 inches of rain. Here you get about 18 inches. But when you do get extra rain, it kills a lot of the Texas sages. It will not generally kill this one because we bred the most hardiest Texas sages to combat that problem. It has green cloud and compacted, which are the 2 toughest sages. This gets in Prescott probably 5 by 5. It'll grow rapidly to 5 by 5 and stop. Be very evergreen for your customers. Laredo. Laredo is where sages come from, but it's also the best-selling trim level of Jeep Cherokee. I don't know why I named it Laredo. You can take your guess. Introduced this year, and we'll have these in 2-gallon branded pots shortly, is Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda has been a hit, not only because of the name, but because it grows rapidly to 3 feet and stops. Baby Yoda is an anomaly. When something's dwarf, it usually grows slow. We have one called microburst, and it grows slowly to 3 feet. This one grows fast to 3 feet and stops. Baby Yoda is a green color. Laredo was a gray color. We have microburst, which is silver. Um, but Baby Yoda has a lot of green cloud in it. It gives it its cold tolerance, its wet feet tolerance of extra rain. But being that it grows fast to 3 feet and stops, it might be a great try for Prescott. Very good in Sedona, Prescott Valley, Camp Camp Verde, I think it's called, Cottonwood. All these sages will do great. But to have a dwarf one, normally green cloud gets 10 by 10, and we shrunk it to 3 by 3. That's what we did. 15 years of work. Moving on to another true native that we've done nothing to, beautiful plant called Dominita daisy. This is a zone 7, zone 6-ish, 7 evergreen with beautiful yellow flowers all late spring, summer long into fall. This will attract pollinators. This will be green. It'll look great amongst other rocks and boulders. You'll bring hummingbirds and butterflies, but this is a deer don't like it. This is a tough little plant that will perform in your garden in the heat. You do have heat, believe it or not. And in June, July, when it's really hot in August, this will do great. Dominita daisy. You should promote it. It's truly low water, truly pest resistant. It really doesn't like to be overwatered, so let it be. Dominita daisy. Another native that we selected and not bred is a globe mallow here. It's called Orange Crush. Globe mallow is all over the map in size. You don't know if it's going to be 2 by 2 or 5 by 5. And in July, when it gets hot, and this normally a lot of these will turn to like almost like a tumbleweed, and you have this 5 by 5 tumbleweed. It's really intimidating to get out of your yard and sad. So we selected one that will take the heat and not dry up in the summer. This will be with you all summer as a green plant. Will have blooms longer than normal. Will be 3 by 3. Will take the cold, but to know that the plant's going to be 3 by 3, take the heat. There's so much variability within the mallow family. We've just taken the unpredictability out of it and gave you predictability in a globe mallow called Orange Crush. Native to Prescott, native. It's also turtle food. Your desert tortoises can eat it. It's very bee and butterfly friendly. This is a true native that the pollinators seek out. If you want pollinators in your garden, native, low water, full sun, here you go, Orange Crush. Now for a plant that may not be perfect for the Prescott Valley, but for summer containering garden, if you want pollinators on your patio or out by the pool in a full sun, part shade, this is Mexicali Rose. Pink fairy duster is native to the Prescott Valley, which is a zone 7-8 plant. There's another fairy duster called Baja fairy duster, which has red flowers like this, and we crossed the two. The Baja fairy duster gets 8 feet tall in Tucson and is too big, but it's a favorite amongst butterflies and bees and hummingbirds. And people cut it down to 4 by 4 and make shapes out of it. We decided to shrink it. We took and make the cold hardiness in it tougher. So we crossed the pink fairy duster, which is shorter, into the Baja fairy duster and shrunk the size, increased the cold tolerance. We got Mexicali Rose. This is the most prolific pollinator plant in the Tucson desert now. It will attract copious amounts of bees, butterflies, moths, hummingbirds. If you want a summertime container plant possibly over winter. As long as it doesn't get below, say, 12, this could make it. But this will shine bright in your garden in a container with little water and be beautiful and attract all the pollinators I discussed. And then maybe if you took this Lionheart, Purple Heart, which can take full sun or part shade, put it out the front of the pot, you would have a winning combination of a summertime container. I'm just saying, this when gardening gets a little boring in the summer and a little mundane, maybe have a little fun with your customers and get something a little different. That's instead of Vinca. Sorry, Douglas. You're going to get pollinators and beauty and low water. You could also take this plant, you could mix it with the yellow bells. You could have, our yellow bells is different. We'll have these in select pots, branded. Purple and yellow go wonderful together. And you would have another container that would take the full sun, attract pollinators. This attracts lots of hummingbirds, butterflies, but this isn't your average yellow bells. This was brand new last year. Yellow bells gets in the desert 12 by 12. And just look up and around and kind of figure out what 12 by 12 looks like. It's massive. This only gets 4 by 4. And in a container here in Prescott, it'll probably get 3 by 3 max, maybe even 2.5 by 2.5, with purple out the front, Lionheart, which I named after the best-selling movie of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Lionheart, from 1989. Not sure if that's correct, of the date. But Lionheart will take the sun. It's very different Purple Heart with this very symmetrical, tight, new yellow bells called Little Gold Star. Zone 8 yellow bells, bred with Gold Star. We shrunk it, made it more symmetrical and tight. Little Gold Star. Very different than your regular yellow bells. Will actually look good in container. Regular artichoke agave, underused, great in containers. If you want a rock solid container, you're going to get a little intricate beach ball of an agave that can take significant cold events. But if you just want a container where you can go on a cruise for 2 weeks and come back and have this beautiful specimen agave in your container year after year and get better and better, but not even have to water it while you're gone on your Alaskan cruise in the summer, and have a thing of beauty. The agave truncata is a real winner in a container. It really won't go over, it'll just sort of muffin top over the edge of the container. It can't really get any much bigger than the edge of the container. It will behave beautifully, very low water. The one thing as agaves get is agaves weevil. You can use a chemical here sold at Waters, Tree and Shrub, to guard against that twice a year, once in the spring and once in the summer again. Good pair-on item to sell, but agave truncata is a real winner. Try it out in a container, try it out in the landscape here. I think a container, though, would be great. So if it does get crazy cold and you want to protect it, super simple, move it around.
Community is what grows the best gardens. Thank you to our amazing vendors and everyone who spent their Saturday with us. We're open 7 days a week to help your garden thrive. Come see us.